From helping you get a better night's sleep to helping you get rid of your migraines to keeping the bugs away. Today we're talking about the healing effects of lavender.
Plus, you may be sitting on a silver mine. Kind of. Well, how your old silverware, your coins, and your jewelry could be putting some extra change in your pocket.
We're at the Discover Sea Shipwreck Museum in Fenwick Island. We have a lot of gold and a lot of great maritime stories you don't want to miss.
Only you.
And Miles Savage is in Historic Studio D today. What deal he has for you. Delmarva Life starts right now. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Live from Historic Studio D.
And as always, we like to welcome our studio audience today. Give a round of applause. And boy, are you guys in for a treat today.
Oh my goodness. What a day this is going to be. How did you do after the storms?
I was just going to say what a night Friday night was.
Night?
I think compared to a lot of people, we fared okay.
Yeah.
We didn't have any damage. But our power was out for a couple hours. So, you know, other than that, we did okay.
We had some branches down and that was about it. I didn't realize, honest to goodness, how bad it was. This is a picture actually out of New Jersey. That's Gary Myers right there. A crew from Delaware went up to New Jersey to help them try to get some of the trees out of the way so we could put the power lines back up. A lot of power out in West Virginia, D.C., the suburbs of D.C. and Maryland and Virginia.
Right.
Like 2 million, 3 million people out of power at one point.
Right.
Delmarva Power and Chop Tank Electric, all the guys around here doing a great job getting everything back up and running again this morning, but still some without power.
Well, I got an alert from my son's school over in Baltimore that there's no classes today because there's no power there in Catonsville. So, yeah, I guess you and I were the fortunate ones.
I think so, and triple-digit heat on top of that people are having to deal with. So please be careful. If you have a friend that can use your air conditioning, please let them come on over. When this whole thing went through Illinois.
Yeah, because it went through everywhere, didn't it?
To get here. Can we go ahead and start that, and we'll tell you about it as we go on. This is a minor league game that was going on in Illinois. Now look, you can see the storm's coming. This is the gust front. Did you see the lightning flash in the background?
Yeah.
Watch the tarp, because apparently nobody else did, and apparently it swallowed like 6 or 8 of the guys trying to keep the tarp out. What you can't see, down there at the bottom, that's a gator that they run the sandbags around the tarp on. The tarp actually drug the gator off of home plate. Well, they got a few more people out there to try to pull it back out, and there was actually a second gust that came through and yanked it out of their hands, and then the rain hit, and they just said, forget it. They bailed. No point.
I think that'd be scary to have that tarp coming over you like that.
That's a lot of weight.
It is a lot of weight.
Last thing we heard, nobody was hurt, so that's good stuff.
Yeah. You're looking rested this Monday morning.
Thank you. I'm feeling rested. I got a little extra sleep.
Oh, good.
Sunday morning.
Good.
As all of you did, though you may not realize it. We added a leap second to the clock, something the National Physical Laboratory does every, I don't even know how often they do it.
I'd never heard of it before.
Well, they had a leap second. They added it Sunday morning because apparently the Earth's rotation is not that steady. You just can't get good help these days, but there was an additional leap second that came in over there.
Yeah, that's why we're all feeling a little rested this Monday morning. Somebody who probably is not going to be getting a lot of rest for the next couple of days or maybe 18 years. Remember Koupon mom, Krista Brooks?
Oh, yeah.
We had her on the show a couple weeks ago. We thought she was going to have that baby that day.
Oh, she had
it yesterday.
Congratulations, Krista.
Congratulations. The baby's name is Ella. Krista said Ella was the first July baby born at PRMC this year. So beautiful little baby.
How cute.
Yeah.
How about that? If you like to wander around Worcester County, looking for something around Assateague Beach other than just the chairs sitting on the beach, how about the Radcliffe House? It's a plantation home that was built in 1752. There it is, top left. They've been working on it since 2004, try to get it up to speed so they can show it off. And it's up to that point. They are going to be opening it between July 18th, I think, and the 24th. It's going to be here in a couple of weeks. But we've got a phone number here that you can call if you want to make. There's the number, 443-614-0261. You'll talk to Jim Rapp. He's the president of the Radcliffe House Foundation. And you'll find out about everything that they did to bring the house back into shape, to put it in colonial fashion. Apparently, when they first decided to do this, they were actually pulling the ivy off the building. It had been burned.
Really?
And I think they've almost gutted it. And Jim says they've got it almost back to exactly the condition it was in replicated back to colonial times.
That's interesting.
So it's a fascinating thing. So make your reservations. They'll also be looking for donations because they are still trying, of course, to add more to it. They're hoping to be able to add furniture and make the kitchen the way it used to be. So
where is that? It's just west of Assateague?
Just west of Assateague.
So is it on Assateague?
I believe it's on Assateague, but just,
really?
Yeah, just west of the beach.
That's interesting.
So yeah, that'd be a fun thing to go do.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
Well, in case you found yourself bored this weekend, put this on your calendar for next weekend, a guided kayak tour of the creeks and salt marshes around Rehoboth Bay.
How about this?
Yeah.
If you haven't been out that way, you need to go. Delaware Seashore State Park is offering the tours, and they provide the kayaks. So they're sit on top kayaks. You got to be 13. And of course, they've got certain requirements. They'll make sure everybody's got a helmet and got all your stuff. It costs you $30. Got a phone number for that too. It's 302-227-6991. It's a lot of fun. I'm so mad at myself because I haven't gotten my kayak out yet.
I was just going to ask you that. I was just going to ask you that. You haven't gotten your kayak yet.
Now, if you canoe or kayak, you understand. If you've got a boat with a motor on it, it's a whole different world in a kayak because you're taking your time. You see more things around you because you're not making as much noise. There's so much more wildlife that you're going to see.
Sure.
And this is going back into the creeks and the salt marshes of the Rehoboth Bay. So be sure to give a call and go out and do that because it's going to be it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. We have a kayak. We really enjoy it.
And you can be a rookie. You can be a newbie. You don't have to know anything about it. And they'll show you what you need to do, and you go out with everybody else. It's a whole lot of fun.
Right.
I told you the story about Carol and I kayaking, didn't I?
I think, no.
Oh, I thought kayaking would be a great thing for us to do because it's more upper body strength. And I thought, oh, this will work out great for us. And I'll get a tandem kayak is what I'll do. I'll sit in the back and Carol sit in the front. And we go out and boy, she's just going, I mean, she is just getting it. I'm like, okay. So I just sit back and put my paddle across my lap and I get my fishing pole and I cast. And my bobber keeps going by me. I'm like, well, okay, I can't do that. Put it in the back. She's still just going to town. I'm thinking, well, she's going to tire out here in a second. Before I realize it, oh, well, Zach was along with us in the single. He got tired, so we tied him on.
And she was pulling him too?
And she's still going. And suddenly I realized we're going under a bridge where people are looking over and seeing this poor woman pull a big fat man in the back of her kayak and a kid to boot. Okay, tell you what, sweetheart, you take the single and Zach and I will go fish.
Yeah, right. She just zoomed right by you.
Yeah, she took off.
I never saw her again.
Never saw her again.
Hey, we've been talking a lot about Dewey Beach and their noise ordinance that they lowered just recently.
Right.
Yeah.
Took it down to 60 decibels, I think it was. Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Well, the big problem is when parties like this are going on to the beach and you get that thumping bass and everything, people were being bothered by all the noise and everything. So they decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and lower it. Town commissioners, I think it was in May, said let's lower this down to 60 dB. And the police have finally said, can we have something a little more enforceable than the 60 dB? Because when you're going to a town like this that is known for parties, it's going to get loud. That's just the way it is. Commissioner Marty Seitz, he was a little concerned about how much money was going to be impacted. He said, we have whales in a swimming pool. Let's not fool around with the minnows kind of thing. So that was part of the discussion about raising, and they in fact did go ahead and raise the decibel level back up again above. And we were talking 60 decibels was what the limit was.
Right.
So they actually took out the decibel meter and they measured outside this, I'm not sure which business it was. They measured outside this business and it measured at 61.5 decibels.
Uh-oh, did they get fined?
No, the business was closed.
Oh my goodness.
And it was still over the minimum.
It was,
So hopefully they got that all figured out.
Yeah, so I guess what he's trying to say is they have bigger things to deal with.
Yeah, let's don't ruin the money in the town and keep everything going. Keep the economy is as bad enough as it is. So let's and that's what they've done. They've raised it back up again, and hopefully it's something more enforceable so it doesn't get out of hand.
You don't have to whisper it to me anymore.
Right, it's okay now. Have you seen any jellyfish yet? Not yet.
No.
Okay. In Chrisfield, we understand the jellyfish have been spotted 3 weeks earlier this year than in the past.
Let me guess, it's because of the mild winter and the mild spring.
There you go, that's what it is.
Yada, yada.
Well, if you don't like dodging the little pains in the butt or wherever they happen to sting, there is now a new Jelly Cam. I think this is it. You can actually go to the Horn Point Lab website and watch the Jelly Cam. Obviously, we're not seeing a whole lot right now, but we do have a picture of the first one that was caught on the Jelly Cam. This is the first time they've ever done this. Now, Maggie Sexton is a jellyfish researcher at Horn Point outside of Cambridge. It's part of the University of Maryland Center for environmental science, and she says conditions are ripe for a large bloom this year. So, you know, if you haven't seen them yet, get ready, because you're gonna. No disrespect to Maggie and the crew at Horn Point, because they're doing a great job. Right. But I don't see myself sitting in front of that all day. And watching for jellyfish. See, that's the difference between me and you. Yeah, you would. There's going to be one here in a minute. Now, what I will be watching, the Olympics. I am so excited about the 2012 Olympics, and there's a lot of qualifying going on, the trials and whatnot. Swimmer Michael Phelps, our Baltimore guy, qualified for 8 events. He beat Lochte. Yeah, Lochte beat him a couple times. Yeah. Boy, all of a sudden he was a topic of conversation there. Yeah, there he is. He's like I don't know, he's got webbed feet or something. Janet Evans, who we spoke with on the show, did not qualify. Oh. Yeah, I was kind of... Well, that was a huge effort she was putting out. Yeah, yeah. Dana Torres qualified, and she will be the oldest Olympic swimmer. She's been to 5 Olympics. She started at 14. Wow. So good luck to her. And the girls' gymnastics team is said to be the strongest since 1996. This is the picture of the men and women's team. It's going to be a strong one this year. Men's gymnastic team, Joe Orozco, called the Michael Jordan of gymnastics. He qualified. How about that? Way to go, John. Yeah. Way to go, guys. Loving it. And speaking of sports, did you happen to watch the Euro Cup yesterday? Spain versus Italy. I didn't see the whole thing. Yeah, I was at the beach, so I was following it on Twitter. You know, because we have a Spanish exchange student living with us for a month, so he was interested to find out what was going on. Well, Twitter says its users fired off more than 15,000 tweets per second during the match yesterday that Spain won 4-0 because of this guy here, David Villa. My goodness. Villa. He scored the last goal. But the Twitter thing was a new sports record. A sports-related record on the social networking site. So a lot of people were interested in how that was going to end, and it ended wonderfully for Spain. Who counts? Who counts the 50? I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I lost my mind. I can't count that fast. Still to come on Delmarva Life, a star-studded event featuring stars from the Platters, the Temptations, and other great doo-wop bands coming to Delmarva, and one of the stars right here with us today in the studio to give us a preview. And plus, the sweet smell of lavender. We'll take you to a local lavender field and show you how to make your own lavender scrub. You too, Jimmy. It's simple. Me too? Okay. Hey, looky. Well, Brian's in Fenwick Island. What are you doing?
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, we are at the Discover Sea Shipwreck Museum. You know, inside this museum, there is a tremendous amount of maritime history. When we come back, we're going to share some of the stories. Plus, we'll introduce you to the man who has literally brought everything in the museum to the surface. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. You're watching Delmarva Life.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897, and your local York and Mitsubishi dealers.